Hello there, Seraphim17 once again. This is my Burial at Sea 1999 mode video walkthrough. This is the second floor to the Pavillion, and we're gradually making our way to getting both Shock Jockey, even though I'm not going to be grabbing that, and the Old Man Winter plasmid, so that we can go back down to the bottom floor and cross that big pillar of water. So the way I was using my money on the DLC is I was strictly using it to buy ammunition, because I was always low on ammo. My guns are always blinking, as you can see in the bottom right hand corner. It's kind of annoying, but it just is what it is. And this is kind of strange, this second floor, because it doesn't really last long. You get to the second floor, you immediately go up to the third floor using the skyhook, and as you go up here there's a big fight that's about to kick off. So I tried to do Devil's Kiss on this big group of enemies here, and sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't work. But you need to bear in mind that to your left, after these enemies, there's going to be a couple guys that take you by surprise. So if you've got enough salt to do another Devil's Kiss, feel free to do it. If not, just do what I do, where I possess somebody to distract them and then try and kill the other fella. But you'll notice, I think she died so fast, she didn't have a chance to do anything. But I start getting my shield back, I use all my bullets on killing him. And it's just, like, I don't think ammo conservation has been this strict since, you know, old school Resident Evils on the PlayStation. It's just brutal. Like, the enemies take so many shots, yet you don't have any to give them unless you're constantly buying ammo. And like, I'm one of those people that I don't really like buying health from a vendor because I feel like I'm cheating. But there were a couple of moments on this game where I had to do that because I wasn't finding enough to give it me back, and I was being injured so quickly and so reliably that, you know, I was constantly at tiny life. And the luxury of this is, you know, you don't need a ton of life, you need shield. Your shield is your best friend. Like, intelligent use of shield can keep you alive, but at the same time, the shield goes down so quickly that even when you think you're intelligently using it, you can still get killed. Which is just unfortunate, but we're moving forward to the first pseudo boss fight of the DLC. I say pseudo because this guy is going to become a normal enemy, but the very first encounter against him has a ton of dudes, and there's a really cheesy strategy that I managed to stumble across when I was playing, and that is exploiting the doors. The doors in this game, I don't know what it is about them, but they seem to pacify the enemies to an extent. And what I mean by this is, you can initiate a fight if you back up through a certain door that's out of their range or their aggro range. They will never follow you through that door. They will continue to be angry at you and want to kill you, but they'll do it in a passive-aggressive way where they just kind of stand about waiting for you to come back. And there are really obvious and egregious moments of this where there's a fence with gaps in it which you can shoot through, and there's enemies on the other side pissed off at you not shooting back, which is amazing in as far as AI goes. I don't know how that got past the testers. And then on the flip side, there are rooms you can completely control by backing out of the room, shutting the door, getting your shield back, going back in, killing a few more people, backing out, shield back, repeat ad nauseum. And the only thing that even remotely comes in the way of preventing this or aggravating this from working is Elizabeth, who you don't control, which is a pain in the dick. Because if she stands in a doorway, the door will never close. And sometimes she just randomly squats anywhere. There's no rhyme or reason, it's somewhere close to you, and she'll just sit there all spooky looking around herself like something's happening, even though nobody gives a shit about her. And it makes this next sequence more challenging than it needs to be. So this is the door you can exploit. All you do is stay up here, shooting people, and as soon as you take a bit of damage, if you back up, the doors will shut, and they will never, ever come through the doors. The only way they can come through this door is if it's open. So it's a fantastic way of exploiting it. It worked a lot better my first time through this DLC. On the recording run, I got a little bit unlucky with just the way the enemies were behaving. See, there goes the doors closing. Here's me standing around and waiting for my shield to come back. As soon as the shield starts coming back, I'm going to move forward, the doors will open, and I get a crack shot to take out some dudes. So there's the old man Snow. And here is my extremely tentative, there's a dude. There's a headshot. A couple of differences with the weapons you might have noticed. The carbine on the DLC is a triple burst weapon, like an M16. Or like something with select fire. I don't know why. It makes it powerful, but it makes it a lot easier to waste bullets because you can't just do one shot and headshot people and kill them. Another interesting addition you might have noticed if you're paying attention is that the guns now have gold on them. For some reason there's some kind of gold gilding on the weaponry, which I think looks really, really good. And when I went back to the main game, because I played through Infinite after I did the DLC because I was in the mood, I didn't really enjoy the guns, how they looked. They just didn't have that bling on them, that, you know, 50-cent blood in the sand, which is, I know it's very cheesy, but I quite enjoy me some gold. Some douchebag colours on my guns. But this guy is... Look, she's cock-blocking the door, so I'm in trouble at this point. But there's nothing I can do, because the AI just will not come this way. So, I managed to take out Old Man Snow, Old Man Winter, I can't remember his name. Old Man Winter, I think his name is. And then I move forward, he immediately takes my shield, so I back up, get my shield back. There is a skyline in that room. So if you want to play this aggressively and use the skyhook, there's me showing my disapproval for Elizabeth cock-blocking me. Feel free to do that, man. It might work, but I was dying so fast, or my shield was going so fast, should I say, because I didn't actually die on this encounter, that I was really paranoid at how many enemies were in this room. But as you see, there's a guy just there, so clip on the cupboard, shoot him, look how many bullets he takes. Just fucking crazy. And oh, guys just snuck up on me. Like, they soak rounds up and they don't even respond to them. This is a close one, as I try and get out of the line of fire. You'll notice he was hitting me with a carbine there, because you can hear the rattle of the triple rate. Which is a very powerful gun. But the ammo is the main difficulty here. There are times when you just don't have all that much going for you, and the enemies kind of do. And that doesn't happen every time where, you know, Elizabeth comes to your aid. Sometimes she just doesn't, so it's frustrating because you can't rely on it. Like, I would prefer to turn that off. I know it's a staple mechanic of the fiction, you know, with her being able to manipulate tears and stuff, but the fact that it's there scares me into relying on the crutch of it, but it happens so infrequently that I don't think you ever do. I don't think you ever really can. But I think this is the last guy. You'll know when you've killed them all because the mission objective pops up and it gets all excited because you get to get a new plasmid. There you go. So take Old Man Winter from the display case. But before we do that, we're going to be running around the room. We're going to be getting kitted back up with everything. And you've just pretty much done the first of the two halves of the game. The first half of the game is getting Old Man Winter. The second half is shutting vents to try and get the girl that we're trying to find to show up. The second half is significantly shorter than the first because there's less to explore. It's a little bit more straightforward. But it does have a boss fight, which kind of makes up for it. I'm very curious how this DLC is going to work because there's a second part to this. And the ending of this, which is the best part about it in my opinion, we have a two-part, you know, DLC pack that answers the story on the first part, and the second part, it's up in the air what it's going to be. And you never normally get that. Look at Castlevania, man. Castlevania sold you two sides to that the Forbidden One story, and the Forbidden One was only in the second one. Like, I have the first part of that story, but I didn't want to get ripped off again because I thought it was such a fucking waste of time that they barely give me anything for what I paid, that I didn't even buy the end. So, like, I don't even know where that goes, except for you fight a big boss that a lot of people complained about as being bullshit cheap.
Elizabeth.
I'll see what I can
But here comes Elizabeth. And that is the end of the video, guys. So thank you for watching. I hope it's helping, and you take care now.